right, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Hope you guys are having a good week. There's a lot to talk about. I haven't made a video in a couple of weeks, so there's a couple of things to talk about. I'll try to be as brief as possible. I don't want to take this to take too long. Um, but anyway, first of all, I want to mention the most important thing to me right now is I couldn't believe when I heard about Nick Mangold passing away. I just couldn't believe it. Like I remember Nick Mangold when he was a Jet when he was playing. Guy was one of the best Jet, one of the greatest players the Jets have ever had. He was just a New York Jet through and through, and I couldn't believe when I heard that. I mean, I knew he had some kind of health issues going on, but I didn't know it was anything serious enough to for him to pass away. I had no idea. So more important to me than the Jets winning and the other all the other crap that's going on with the team. I wanted to mention that first, and just how sorry I was when I heard that. I just couldn't believe it. And just to pass on, my condolences to his family. I think Nick had like four children or something like that. But just how sorry and sad that was to hear about Nick Mangold, one of the greatest Jets we've ever had, probably will ever have. So all I can say is that as a Jet fan and from the Jet Nation, it was just the saddest news we've had in a long time. So. Rest in peace, Nick Mangold. Hope his family's doing well, and just wish the best for them. So, anyway, that being said, the Jets are on a two-game win streak right now. So, I know a lot of people are happy, and I'm happy too. Like I want to see them win. I don't even care if it's ugly or how they win, as long as they win a game. For God's sake, that at least they're not so much the laughing stock of the NFL now, but. So let's go back 2 weeks ago. We'll start there with the win against the Bengals. I think they won 39-38 against the Bengals. I thought that was a good game. I mean, let's be honest with it. The Bengals defense is terrible anyway. But that was probably Justin Fields' second best game of this season. And he's only had two good games. The first game was against the Steelers. That was a really good game. They lost. But he came out and actually played well. The whole team played well. I think they were playing on some sort of spirit of Nick Mangold, because it was right after that what happened with Nick Mangold that they had the Bengals game and they won the game. So I don't know if that gave him some kind of enthusiasm or that gave him some sort of reason to play. But they did play well. Granted, as I said, the Bengals are not that good anyway. But they did win the game. They hung in there and they came back every time they had to, and they won the game. So congratulations for that win. At least it got us out of the no win. The only team in the league that hadn't had a win yet. So we got off that and we got a win. So last week we beat the Cleveland Browns, who, by the way, I want to say something else too. Right now, Cleveland Browns are terrible. They're probably the just as bad, if not worse, than the Jets. There may be two other teams in this league that are worse than the Jets. That, in my opinion, would be the Tennessee Titans and the Browns. But they still won the game. But let's not fool ourselves here on anything. The Jets offensively stink. Justin Fields at this point, I think, is unplayable. The guy is terrible. If the Jets don't get those two returns for touchdowns, the Cleveland Browns beat them. And that is a fact. You can say what you want, think what you want. If they don't get those two returns, a punt return and a kick return for touchdowns, they get beat by the Cleveland Browns. It's as simple as that. Justin Fields is absolutely terrible. I don't even understand how they can put him on the field anymore. Tyrod Taylor, I don't know if he's still hurt. I don't know who else they have. Do something. But this guy is absolutely unplayable. At the end of the first half last week in the Browns game, he had -5 passing yards. I mean, this guy is just absolutely terrible. If Breece Hall doesn't run the ball and play as well as he did last week, the Jets lose the game even with the run backs. So the offense to me is not fooling anybody. They're certainly not fooling me. They are terrible. Justin Fields is absolutely terrible. They've got to get rid of that guy after this year. He should have been benched at the first half of the Browns game. So they're lucky they won that game. That's all there is to that. But it is a win. So that brings us to the current state of affairs. The Jets are playing the first place, the AFC East first place New England Patriots. Now, I didn't think I'd be saying that when this season started, because I thought the Patriots are supposed to be in a rebuild, except for they've done it like in 2 years now. And the Jets have been rebuilding for about 12 years now. So apparently the Patriots know how to do it. They're back to terrorize the AFC East again for maybe another 10 years. Who knows? And we're still rebuilding. The game is in Foxborough tonight. I think the Jets, last time I checked, were a 13.5 point underdog. 13.5 points underdog in a professional football game. I think the next closest games are 7.5. There's a couple of teams favored by 7.5 over teams. So nobody's giving the Jets a chance to win the game tonight. I'm not either. I'm not going to fool you. I'm not going to play any games here. They're going to get their asses whipped tonight. The Patriots are just good. They got a good coach. The Jets don't. They got a good quarterback. The Jets don't. They got a good offensive coordinator. The Jets don't, and so on and so forth. Will the Patriots win by 13.5 points? I don't know. Probably more. I'm not a betting man. I'm not sure I would take. That's a big spread in the NFL, and it is a division game. So sometimes they keep those close. I don't think the Jets are going to shock the world tonight and beat the Patriots. Patriots are going to beat them probably pretty easily. As far as a score goes, Patriots will put up probably 30 points. Jets will maybe get 13, 14, maybe 17. I don't know. Who knows? But they're going to get beat pretty good. And that brings me down to the last thing I want to talk about is the big trade they made when they got rid of Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams. Now, when I first heard that, I was like beside myself. I was like, these are young guys. These are the cornerstone of our defense. I know people bitch about Sauce all the time. He's not what he was. He's overpaid. He's overrated, blah, blah, blah. But he's still, and those things are true. I agree with those things are true. However, he still is probably one of the top 7, 8 cornerbacks in the NFL. And he's playing at a shitty team that doesn't know how to win, doesn't know how to coach, doesn't know how to do anything. So I was mad about it. They got 2 first-round picks. But I look at it this way. The Jets and I looked this up. Over the last 10 years, the New York Jets and the Cleveland Browns are the worst 2 teams in the NFL when it comes to drafting players. Now, I'm not sure what that means, but I tell you what I think it means, that everybody they draft stinks or doesn't pan out to be anything. And they happen to be the 2 worst coached teams in the NFL. So put the 2 and 2 together and you can figure it out. So when you get rid of a guy like Sauce, okay, so he's overrated, he's overpaid. Everybody in football is overpaid. Are you going to tell me that it makes sense to pay a guy $50 million a year to throw a ball? He's overpaid already. I don't give a shit who it is. Mahomes, Allen, I don't give a goddamn who it is. They're all overpaid. So never mind the overpaid thing. He's still a top cornerback in the league. Maybe top 7, 8, maybe top 10. So what this means now is that when you get these picks, you have to hope that these picks, at least one of them, comes to be the quality of player that he is or was with the Jets. And statistically speaking, and history tells us that that's not going to happen. So say what you want about Sauce. You're happy they got rid of him. If those draft picks don't come to fruition to be at least as good as him, at least one of them, then you lost that draft. The Colts won that trade, I mean. So now we go to Quinnen Williams. And I heard a lot of different stories. Quinnen was wanting a trade and he wanted to get out of there. I don't fucking blame him. I wouldn't want to play for those guys either. But I also see Quinnen interviewed saying, I was surprised I got traded. I didn't know I was getting traded. So did he want to get traded or did he not want to get traded? Is Aaron Glenn just an asshole and he wants to take the reins because he thinks he's Dan Campbell? He thinks he's going to turn the Jets into the Lions. I don't think he's going to do that. So now we get rid of Quinnen for a first round pick and some other horse shit, some other guy that was a bust on the Cowboys. Once again, you have to hope that this guy you got is going to be as good as Quinnen, which he isn't. He already isn't. Or the draft pick you got for him is going to be as good as Quinnen, which I'm telling you right now, it's probably not going to be. So the Jets lost that trade too. So the winners of those trades were the Colts and the Cowboys because they got guys they need. And we got rid of guys that were young guys, still young in the highlight of their careers. We got rid of those guys hoping that Aaron Glenn is going to draft guys and he knows what he's doing. And that brings me to my last point of this video. I'm trying not to drag it on, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't like Aaron Glenn. I don't like him as a coach. I don't like the way he spars with the media all the time. He's arrogant. He's obnoxious. And I just don't like the guy. I mean, I don't like him. And I'll tell you right now, after these trades, whether you like Aaron Glenn or not, I don't really give a shit. I don't particularly like the guy. We're stuck with him for at least another 2 years because they didn't draft these guys so they can get rid of Aaron Glenn when he has a 2-15 record. They're letting him draft guy. He's here next year and the year beyond that, so he can see if his draft picks even come to play to become good players. So we got Aaron Glenn for at least another 2 years, at least. And I can't stand the guy. When I watch him talk, he's arrogant, he's smug, he's obnoxious, and I just don't like him. So if you like him, that's your business. My business is I don't like him. So tonight's game is going to be a wash. The Jets are going to get beat, and they're going to get sent back down to earth because every team they play can't be the Browns. It can't be the Titans or whoever else stinks out there. The Jets are going to get mopped up tonight, so be prepared for it. Watch the game if you want to. I will because there's nothing else to do. I'm going to watch the game. But anyway, hit that like button if you enjoyed my video, and leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about the 2 wins. Was it something to build on, or was it was just 2 bad teams that the Jets finally can beat a bad team? And what do you think about Aaron Glenn, the trades? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll be talking to you after the Patriots game. Have a good day.